Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's Stage Racer. We're on episode 20. Continue on here with our second season, and we haven't had really any races that have really suited us just yet. This one, it's a little better than what we've had of late. It's the Vuelta Madrid. 3 stages. The third stage is a sprint stage, so the first 2 stages will be the decisive ones, and this first stage and the second stage are both classified as punchy because the climbs aren't quite difficult enough to make them mountainous, but that's ultimately what it is. It's somewhere between punchy and mountainous stages. We opened this one with a hard category 3, then we're going to have a hard but short category 1 late in this stage, and you can already see the breakaway's been caught. You can already see there's a bunch of riders off the back. At the moment we have 100 left in the peloton, and amazingly my entire team is here. Janish was in the breakaway. You can see he's very tired and he's going to lose my wheel before too long, but with 100k to go, I will have some teammates around later on for this one to get me to that climb, to get me up the first part of that climb, and then I'll be happy to try to ride on from there. I do have a fitness peak, so I was expected +2. I've hit +2, so I'm looking good on that front, and we're looking at 80 mountains, 77 hills, 77 resistance today. I still don't have the attack options, the sprint acceleration so much, or the stamina for that matter, but I'm looking pretty okay. I've got a lot of downhill though between here and the finish line, 2 uphill sections. One thing to remember though, when we hit the top of that climb, it's not over yet. You've got some undulation before descending most of the way to the finish. I don't think this is going to be solo. I think we could have a small group though, less than 10 riders maybe, through the final part of this stage. You can see though a lot of guys recovering, Janish included, and after we go over the top of this one, I need to get the team in place. I want to make this thing difficult well before the base of well before the top end of the climb, so that I can then kind of take over at my pace and hopefully leave guys in the dust and really thin the group out. We are at that stage, so let's go ahead and first bring it down, and then we'll bring it forward. Janish is right there. That's who we want to follow. What do we have for support climbers? Richitello's a +3, so that's looking pretty good. Garrison is probably a bit weaker than that, so he'll follow Janish. Tolman we know can climb, but we don't know quite where he's at. Hagen's looking good today, and Mannion's looking good today. Richitello to follow them. Mannion to follow Tolman to follow Garrison, and there's what we have. Okay, so everybody to follow Janish. We still have a little bit of time, so he's the guy at the front. Give the team time to get in place. Good. Okay. Alright, Janish, let's get moving. Just ease your way out there at the moment. Now, I don't want these climbers necessarily being the guys at that point. So, Janish, push on. There's Garrison in place. There's Tolman in place. And just as we're about to hit the base, Janish is done. On to Garrison. Garrison's going to have to go pretty hard, pretty fast, because, well, he's just not much of a climber. And if we have any hope of staying out front, he's got to dig deep. 7-kilometer climb. So it's a pretty good one. You can see he's not even hurting Tolman at a 96 pace. It is hurting Mannion a little bit. So does that mean Tolman should go after Mannion? Probably. Now we can back off a little bit. We don't have to go quite as hard as Mannion now comes forward. Yeah, you can see he's not hurting Tolman at all. But Haga and Richitello are both struggling slightly, so Tolman is looking really strong right now. 5k to go, so we're just 2k into the climb.
Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
And Mannion's done. We're going to swap places again and have Chad Haga come forward. 4.5K to go to the top of the climb. Still 110 riders, but it's the difficulty part here. Mannion, I want you to get on my wheel if you can. Oh, where am I? Got Zana kind of blocking me off. I wish I could get him out of the way. Hagen's already out of energy, and it's Richitello who needs to take over at this point. Hagen try to get onto the back, and then Tolman, where'd you go? Okay, so Richitello, come clear. 2.3 to the top, and still 87 riders. Richitello, get out of the way, please. Thank you. And Tolman and I push on. See, Tolman's strong enough to do some damage to me here. But this is where we're really going to try to split this field. 1K to go to the top. And Tolman's done. On to me. Can we attack? Can we get some sort of separation? Over the top solo. Over the top solo, but can't go that hard.
There's a growing number of riders left behind.
Okay, 2 riders now. Yates. Simon Yates is here with me. I'm going to ride on, and now it's a group of 28. Okay, we've gotten some separation. I'm getting some recovery. Tolman's here. That's going to give me some protection. 28. We've got one more uphill section in just a little bit. Okay, here's the uphill section. Fabio Aru attacking. And I'm going to go with him. Oh, somebody else went with him too. I thought he went solo. He did not. Can I bridge this gap? We've got a descent coming. I've gained 6 seconds. There's the top. And I've not gained anything, actually. So let's follow behind. That's Yates trying to go clear. 13K. Mostly on a descent. 24 riders coming all together now. 11K. Tolman's here. That's going to help give me some protection. We're on a little bit of a flatter section. I'm already recovering. Casper Asgreen pushing on.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
I'm trying to take the moment to recover because I'm now thinking about the finish. Everybody's on their radio going, what do we do about Asgreen? 7K, and we're coming into the descent. This is where we want Tolman to start pushing. So Tolman, there you go. Get us back in position. It's back up to 35 riders now, unfortunately. 5K. It's not as steep the rest of the way once you turn down here. So just a little bit of downhill. In fact, we're getting some undulation going both directions. 3.6K. Okay, let's follow Lopez. Asgreen's coming back. 1.6K. 1K. Sprinting it out for the finish line. We catch Asgreen right before the line. It's going to be shelling, it looks like. It is 9th. Small group, but I don't know how small this group necessarily is.
For the back markers who appear to be fairly numerous in this difficult race.
We got clearance just for a moment there as we went over the top, but I was hoping for a small group to go away with. Yates was there with me, but 2 riders was not enough to stay clear. We needed about 10, and I think we could have stayed clear of a chase group. But with only 2, the others came back. And then there wasn't quite enough there either, and the second group regained contact before we really got organized. Good news is stage 2 is a bigger climb, similar type finish, which means it's even more suited towards a climber like myself. We'll see what the race day condition is like though, because that's always a factor. And we're on stage 2. 3 climbs, progressively getting harder, and that final climb, that's a climber's climb. It's definitely not a puncher's climb. It's 9.5 kilometers. It's an 8% average gradient, maxing out at 13.5. It's not a mega climb or anything like that, but it's definitely a climber's climb, a mountain climber, not a hill climber. Janish was in the break, but he's been dropped off. He's back into the peloton now as we hit the top of the second climb of the day. 129 left in the peloton. We have dropped some riders, 4 riders off the front down to a 2-minute gap. They're not going to feature. One thing as we go to prepare for this final one. Now, the team objective is to have me in the top 15. But if we look here, the King of the Mountains, I lead just barely over Simon Yates. So I lead in that classification. Now, there was 6 points and 6 points. That's 12. And our breakaway riders, I'm assuming, on the stage, have probably already claimed, let's see, Esquara and Esquara. So Esquara picked up 12 points, and the breakaway's still ahead, but I doubt they're going to be ahead at the finish line. And Esquara did not have any points. No. So that means he's sitting on 12. I still have the virtual lead in the King of the Mountains, and this is the last climb. There are 0 climbs on the final stage. So if I can get over the top first, regardless of where I end up finishing on the stage itself, if I can get over the top first, I will win the King of the Mountains, and that's going to be worth quite a few points. So I am excited for that prospect. Those 4 riders, they're already down inside a minute, and we're barely moving. It was 16.4k. That means we only have 7k to go to get to the top of the climb. I do want to make this hard. I do want to get up there. A lot of my team is not looking so good today, though. In fact, none of my support riders are looking good. So I think we're going to end up following, I don't know, Tolman. Oh, okay. Now we finally know about Tolman. After riding with him again yesterday. We have these guys, and then Richitello, and then Garrison, and then Janish. And Janish is up front. Sweet. Okay, we've got some time for everybody to get in place. We'll just sit on for right now. Okay, now inside 13k, so that means we're about 3k from the climb. And that means I need to get Janish out front. So let's get moving. Nearly to the base. Janish not doing so well. Trying to get up there at the moment. There we go. Okay, quick pause before the base. Make sure the team is in place. Okay. And the last one coming up in, but we are now in place. So Janish, this is 99 effort for you, buddy.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
And he is done. On to Garrison. 8.7 kilometers. We don't need to go full gas any longer. But we definitely still need to push. Janish, get out of the way. And on to Garrison. Okay, now we're starting to get to guys that can climb, so we can really, really back off quite a bit. We'll say 89 for Richitello. Garrison. Also try to get onto the back. Help break toe so others aren't following our lead out. Already coming back on the breakaway. Tolman, Mannion, Haga, all feeling it a little bit because, like I said, Richitello, unlike the other guys, can climb. Breakaway's done. And Richitello is now the front of the pack, but only just. We're not the only team working here. Kirsch is working for Trek. Okay. But Richitello is not looking too bad. Haga, okay, he's balanced. Richitello
puncture. The rider will have to burn some energy to get back into the pack.
Okay, Mannion, Tolman, still in place, still looking good. Okay, gonna come back over this way a little bit. 5.5K to go. Garcia Cortina tried to go off, but he's not going anywhere. Controlling the pace well, even though these guys aren't necessarily great climbers for me. They're setting me up. Garcia Cortina tries to attack again. Fails again.
Only a few riders are capable of following
Hagen's
a very
done.
fast pace up front.
3.8K on to Mannion. He's done. On to Tolman. Go 88 with Tolman. I'm still right there in place. Down to 49. And for me, time to climb at my pace. Or just take position up here. 29 now. 2K to go.
It's in such percentages
I
that
gotta
the
start getting up
strongest
there
can
because I
create
want
some
those
gaps.
KOM points. $1K to go. 700 meters. Down to 11 riders. I've split the field, just like I wanted. And I go over the top first with 6 left. I get the max points, so King of the Mountain, check. Big bonus points for winning that jersey. And group of 6, Ciccone, Lopez, Sciolmos, Hull, and Dina. Ciccone, obviously, top climber here, and Lopez down to 5. Sciolmos falls on that corner. It is a rainy descent here. Dina pushing, trying to attack. Now it's 4, but that forces these guys into a bit of a chase. I'm in recovery mode. There's 9 following. Now we're back together. It's a 56-second gap, by the way. Minute 4 now. 6.5K to go.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Minute 13. 4K. Gel. What can we do? Minute 17. We are not going to be caught. 2.5K to go. Group sitting up a little bit, though, but we're at a minute 21. 1.5K. Got to move forward. Got to move forward. 1 kilometer into the final sprint for the line. Ciccone fading. I will get a top 3, I think. Lopez takes the stage ahead of Dina. I do get 3rd. That's 4 seconds bonus, plus just 5 riders at the line. That will move me into seemingly a podium position for the overall. This is going to be an excellent result.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Final 10K, I have control of 5 riders, so we're setting up our sprint train. Of course, I'm not a sprinter, but we want to ensure that we do get to the finish line still intact. Janish, though, is doing damage to all of us. That's a little worrying. 7.5K to go. Here's the breakaway. There was the last 3 riders right there. We're just finally reeling them in as Jumbo Visma is controlling the peloton at the moment. 6K to go. I want Janish to just continue on a little bit longer here. 5.8. Go ahead and gel up. And let's go effort up for Richitello. 4.5K. actually get out front for a change. 4K, 3.6, 98, 99, 3 kilometers for him. Okay, give me your sprint there, Richitello. Okay, Haga, give me your sprint. Gosh, look how slow we are compared to everybody else. The day where we start recruiting some better riders. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, I will have a top billion somewhere behind. Grunewagen, Ackerman, Aberasturi, your top 3. Pedersen was 5th. We will be in the top 20, maybe. Lopez 18th. I get 19th. Koish. Wow. Only 20th for Koish. Maybe played lead out role today or something. All right, so we did secure a podium. We get 3rd place overall. Top 5, of course, at the end of that last stage is the top 5 overall, and it was based on our finishing order. Points classification, I was 6th place. KOM, I do win. Under 25s, I do win. And as a team, we were 7th overall. So in terms of points, that's going to be a pretty good evaluation, plus 70. All right, folks, well, we are into May. We finally have a big result for the season. We had one victory earlier on, but other than that, that's definitely the biggest one we've had so far. The Vuelta Madrid, definitely not a small race. That was against a lot of World Tour guys. So we are starting to get competitive at that level. Our next level up, depending on kind of where those attribute points are distributed, I think will put us even one notch further, especially if we can pick up some stamina, maybe a little bit of sprint capability. We'll see what our options are. I'm Decathlon Gamer, though. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.